There's no doubt that Trump is hugely divisive and unpopular with many swathes of Americans and indeed around the world. There's also no doubt, from my experience of travelling around the middle of America, and I don't think New York is not America, I think it's half of America. Then you have the coastal cities of New York and LA, and they have a very particular view, like Richard's, and you have the view down in Florida, Texas, and Alabama and these places. Well, they love Trump.
Yeah, they absolutely do. On the night of his inauguration, I met a group of people from Alabama outside the Jefferson Memorial, and it was hilarious listening to them. He said, well, I kept saying, why do you adore Trump? Because they all had their Make America Great caps on. Because he's going to make America great again. Yeah, but how? Because he's going to make America great again. They had no idea really what his policies were. They just liked the message that he was transmitting. It's a bit like Nigel Farage in this country, tapping into the discontent that there is among certain groups of
what he is doing, Kevin, you know, a lot of the criticism that Richard has is completely valid. We know that Trump is a very imperfect human being. What people who support him say is, look, he's delivering on what he said he would do. And whether that's dealing with North Korea, whether it's tackling what he calls trade imbalances, particularly with countries like China, whether it's immigration and coming down hard on illegal immigration, you know, whatever it is, Trump is basically delivering on what he campaigned on, which is, again, quite unusual for a politician.
Yeah, up to a point, although you look at the tax cuts, they've got the stock market booming, but those tax cuts went to large corporations by and large. So those corporations are living life as they never had before. And I agree with almost everything Richard said, but there are at least two Americas. And he is losing his country, but other people feel like getting it back in the middle. And they are people who quite rightly have legitimate concerns. They've been left behind. They've not shared in prosperity. I don't think they'll share in the prosperity of Trump. More jobs are being created, but so many of them are low-paid, insecure jobs, as is happening here in the UK. But he's touched a nerve, hasn't he? He is America's Brexit. Brexit was Britain's Trump.
Right. Yeah. And Richard mentions all of those things, which you would imagine would be devastating for a politician.
Yeah.
But he's also said in the same interview, it's had absolutely no effect on how popular he is.
It is partly because he keeps ticking off these campaign promises. And can we think of politicians in this country over the last 20 years that have delivered on their campaign promises? We might not like what those promises were, but he has delivered on them.